Welcome back to another episode of Tides of Change. Each video takes a dozen hours to bring to life, so it would really help the channel if you could leave a like. And remember, members get early access to the next episode. Now then, back to the story. You guys have officially completed your 6-week training session with Zenai and Arista at the CTA Tower, so the Central Tarnithia Academy. Rux has done his best to make sure that all of you were accommodated and well fed. You notice that he has a lot of big brother energy, where he's always willing to help out. He's the quiet, gentle giant in the back. If you pay attention when you're doing your training, you may have noticed he's always getting different food and getting different equipment and everything organized in the background. So Rox is a reliable buddy.
Zenai for the meat, Rock.
Zenai has agreed to teleport you guys to the Monkey King. You guys are up here at the CTA, and they're going to be taking you across the Fabled Peak, which is about 500 kilometers almost. It would have been quite a journey, but thanks to the Portation device that Zenai acquired from the dwarves, using the term very loosely there, you'll be able to go straight from the CTA to the Golden Thrones, as long as there isn't another glyph barrier. Hopefully. There are consequences to just teleporting all over the place. The three of you, Spira, Sylaris, and Nyx, you've noticed that Hyacinth disappeared for the past few weeks and hasn't really come out that much. So while you guys were focusing on your physical training, it seems Hyacinth was spending a lot more time with Arista, learning some magic that you are not aware of yet. However, Hyacinth appears out of the Seraph Tower and greets you guys. There are dark rings under her eyes as she's been very busy studying for the past few weeks.
Are you okay? I said, are you okay?
No, I'm okay. I learned a lot. I learned a lot.
She was an excellent student. You see Arista like happily bouncing behind her, just like clapping her hands together. Like, she did so well.
I'm just like floating there, like tired.
She's full of knowledge.
I'm so heavy with knowledge.
Well, I mean, this particular source of magic is very exhausting. I'm sure you can understand why, you know, we have to. It's a 24/7 type of training ordeal. Hansen hasn't had a good night's sleep in a while.
Oh my gosh.
Do you want to have a rest on my shoulder?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna get
Sure
strong.
you need coffee?
No.
With extra sugar?
Ew.
This is the most moody you've ever seen Hyacinth. Whatever Arista has done, it has upset Hyacinth, but not personally. Just what it took to get here.
I'm under a lot of stress, but it's over.
Oh yeah, Hyacinth, feel free to buff any one of your attributes stat, because I increased your strength by 1, but you can buff any one of your other stats if you want. Because of the training session.
I don't want stamina.
Stamina? Yep, that sounds like a good one. Remember, stamina will apply to both physical activities and spellcasting. So stamina is the basis for a lot of things. And even though you guys have not had a lot of stamina rolls in the campaign so far, now that you're combining multiple uses of your spirits, both for aura, spellcasting, and combat, stamina is going to become a lot more important. But it also means that your capabilities have skyrocketed, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
But Sorors is not a safe place. It is quite wild. There is a lot of things out there. So yeah, you guys, this training session was very much needed. Okay, so you're going to put stamina to 2 then.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, so Spira, how has your training gone with the summoning aspect of it? Because you were combining it with your natural primal call, your primal soul ability.
Yeah.
You were able to successfully make 2. Can you give me a roll? And if you roll above 10, I'll say that you can split it into 3.
No modifiers or...
Nope, just a pure luck roll. Let's see where the dice takes you. If you'd rolled like way higher, I may have given you 4. But yeah, you can use the summoning magic to summon 3 pony-sized horses, pony-sized pegasuses, which can also project your aura around them, which can thus therefore shield allies or stack on top of each other. So you can make a barrier with them as well against a particularly nasty attack.
Nice.
Combined with your triple shot, a skill that you learned last week, that's nasty. You got a solid defense and a solid offense. So, yeah. Right. Nyx has been training you with your with the katana that Jiro left you, and you've become much more proficient in it, and you've started to gain a feel for how it is in order to shave spirits. Obviously, Zenai wasn't going to let you steal her spirits, but you went out into the wild and engaged with various beasties, and in the process got a feel for the absorption properties of the sword. And Zenai said, obviously I've never used one of these, so You're gonna, as for the process and how it makes a tail, you're gonna have to trust your gut feeling on that one, right?
It's better than nothing.
Sylaris. Zenai has also been spending a lot more time with you than Arista has, and again has been encouraging you. One of Zenai's most important words was saying about how ambition is one of the strongest forces in this world. When you have a clear understanding of what it is that you need to do, you can ultimately bend the world to that need. Of finding an understanding of what you truly want and desire and want to achieve will make it easier to have that occur. Now, obviously, everybody's in conflict with each other because everyone has conflicting desires. So the more you train yourself, the more you understand yourself, the more powerful you become. And that's more important than any magic out there. That's Zenai's belief.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, so the four of you are gathered. Zenai states that Arista, her, and Rox will join you with the portation. However, Zenai plans on leaving immediately in order to continue pursuing the devils. And that Arista wants to visit her friend, Elorena, the unicorn that is being... Oh, yeah. Hyacinth, this is the first time you heard about the unicorns. I haven't spoken to Elorena in such a long time. I'm really, really, really looking forward to it.
please.
Hyacinth, she's not an actual horse anymore. You know, she's gonna be humanoid like us, but with a horn, I hope.
That's okay. I'll take what I can get.
Yeah, a lot of unicorns have chosen to remove their horns so that they become less easily identified by other species. So it's become a bit more common to not see horns on unicorns nowadays. But I believe the last time I met Elorena, she had a horn. So yay. And Rox is like, well, I'm staying by Arista's side, so I'll be hanging around with you guys as well. So once we port through, Zenai is gonna leave, and it'll be the 6 of us. And Zenai is just like, okay then. She flies up, and she does the exact same process you guys saw before, where she takes out the diamond claw from an imp and fills it with spirits in the clouds so that you guys don't freeze to death. And when she comes back down, she opens up the portation device that she got from the dwarf. This time she carves a different set of runes into the final location piece. And you can see that, actually, give me a perception roll, everyone. Perception, we've now made
Just hope we don't get hit a wall
No.
like last time.
Wait, what does that count as again?
Perception is now a skill. So we'll just be adding your
I can't believe this.
So plus 2?
Oh my god.
It's
Oh.
no mental stat added, it's just the skill.
No, I know, but I have a 2.
Yeah, a level 1. I also updated it so level 1 skills will give a +2. Level 2 skills will give a +5. So,
Ah.
all right.
Oh. It's
Hyacinth-
+2 now.
Yeah. Hyacinth is the only one who's noticed that it doesn't seem like this was what the portation device was designed to do. The Zenai seems to be scratching in new runes every time she wants to go somewhere specifically. So it's like driving a car in first gear everywhere rather than using it for how it was designed to be. That's the best analogy I can come up with right now. So she's abusing this device, but she doesn't really care. It gets her where she needs to go. And because originally the dwarves used these to go to specific cities. So each one is attuned for a specific location, whereas Zenai is rewriting the final destination location every
She's
single
hot
time.
wiring it.
Yes. It is not doing wonders for its durability, but what could go wrong?
Are you sure this is safe?
Yeah, I've done it plenty of times. It's not failed me yet. And Rox just says, you did crash into a wall last time. I was watching. And she's like, shut up.
I was watching, and I laughed.
The portation device starts to fill with the spirits as it transfers counterclockwise from left through to right. As it reaches the freshly scratched in rune, you can sense that it is shuddering a little bit more violently than it did last time. The air starts to compress in your ears as you feel it beginning to pop, and the light around you starts to warp a bit. And everybody give me a stamina roll to not throw up.
Ooh, good thing I raised this one.
My stamina's 2. Yes. Good.
I told you I did my best
Oh!
in the beginning.
God, no!
Okay, I got a net
Oh no,
one.
it was me. Okay.
Right. So then the portation device functions. And where does it take it? Fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it takes you straight to the land of the Sonwu. Nyx and Hyacinth feel their stomach almost turning inside out during the teleportation sequence. And once you arrive, the two of you immediately feel the need to throw up, as it is like the worst motion sickness you've ever experienced in your life.
I definitely did at that one. I almost did it immediately.
Yeah. I was not far behind you with that too.
Zenai looks at it as like, oh, it's never done that before. That's weird. Tries not to feel
This
guilty.
is the worst week of my life.
Well, it was either that or traveling for a week by foot. So I think it's a fair trade to lose lunch in order to save a week worth of travels. A week worth of travels for you guys. She spreads her wings as she's getting ready to exit stage left. However, give me a perception roll, everybody.
She takes out her cape and just does that thing. Like she didn't do anything and she just...
Oh, hi. Oh, hi. Everybody else gets a 9? What?
Wow.
Wow. I have a +5 for perception, and I couldn't even roll a
Everybody else
2-digit.
got a 9. Look.
I couldn't even roll with the +5 a 2-digit number.
What is the odds of that?
I am so cursed.
So
I
Zenai-
wasted my 18 on the warm-up.
Yeah, I feel like I wasted my highest roll as well.
So Zenai about to take off because she's going to continue her mission. She has something important to say to you. You guys will need to travel the world and seek out devils. However, don't make it so obvious that you're looking for them, but look for people who are desperate or where things have changed unnaturally. Where, to give an example of Dr. Sue in the town of Upper, she was a struggling doctor, and then all of a sudden she became exceptionally good at healing people. Keep an eye out for those kinds of incidents, and usually that'll lead you to a devil. However, the only thing more dangerous than a devil that's cornered is a devil that approaches you who wants to fight, because that usually means they've already won. So if a devil comes at you, run. If you corner one, you may have the element of surprise on your side, but they are not to be messed with. Track them down, find out what they're up to. Ideally, let me know what's going on so that we can work together on this. But if you do see an opportunity to take one down, good luck.
How can we contact you?
I'll know. She opens up her wing.
No. When she flies away.
That's not very reliant. Okay, she's gone.
The moment she starts to take off into the sky, Nyx is the only member of the team who spots something coming in from the sky down above. However, Zenai also notices this. She draws her sword and immediately clashes with it. You hear a ringing sound burst forward, and the pressure of these two auras clashing against one another, the gust of wind almost threatens to push everybody over. Hyacinth is holding onto somebody's clothes for dear life. When you guys focus on what is happening, you see a very lanky looking man with fur all over his arms and his face, and he goes as he's smashing down with a double-weighted cudgel on top of Zenai's sword. However, Zenai equally has a huge grin, and she starts laughing as manically right back at him as these two crash into the ground and slide off into the distance. What do you guys do?
Is that another one of her friends?
Does she
I thought she
fight
didn't have
everybody
friends.
she knows?
I thought Rock said she didn't have friends.
Rock did mention that. He's like, you made friends.
Sir frenemy.
Was that a devil? Was that a kind of devil?
That didn't look like a devil.
It had a tail. Monkey
It had a
tail.
tail.
It had a monkey tail. Okay, so
We should get out of here.
basically,
I mean, it might have been a guard for the king or something.
Well, yeah, we just arrived uninvited. Well, we are invited, but you know what I mean.
Just showed
But
up here.
maybe she
unannounced.
wasn't invited.
Unannounced, yes.
you did just teleport
This would
right
be-
into the throne.
This would be our second time teleporting somewhere we're not supposed to be.
But we're allowed.
Are we?
But we might have not been expected.
We know we are allowed, but how would they know before we show them the invitation?
Look, it's just a flurry of blades and star strikes as Zenai is battling. Whoever this is holding their own against Zenai, which already speaks to their capability, as the two of them are going at each other with neither really relenting ground. So you hear the clashes, you can feel the wind rashing around as Zenai starts to use her wings to empower herself even further by adding a layer of electricity on top of her body to eventually start to overpower whoever this individual is. He starts laughing. He continues to laugh. He's like, ha 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 ha, as he bounces the staff off of the ground, which catches Zenai a bit off surprise as it bounces behind her. And as it's flying to the back of her head, he reaches forward with one of her hands. However, her aura is still immensely strong and stops both of them from reaching her. She grabs forward, grabs him by the wrist, and yeets him in your guys' direction. He lands on his 2 feet and 1 hand, and his staff pulls back towards him and lands in his arms. He stands up and dusts himself off. Ha! Zenai, it's been so long. How I've missed our fights. Zenai sheathes her sword and also dusts herself off. Jing Kon, you're one of the few out here who actually makes me have to try. As she walks forward and offers a handshake to him. They're close. They're not friends, but they're close enough to be friends. This is the Monkey King.
Fight buddies.
This is the Monkey King.
Oh, this is the Monkey King.
This is the Monkey King. Okay.
You guys teleported into his throne room.
Oh,
I knew it.
no wonder why he's mad.
Yeah, he's not mad. He's just excited because he's like, wait, Zenai's here? Zenai's here. And he jumps in to fight her because he knows
fight.
he knows that she loves a good fight. And he's a cheeky guy. All the Sonwu are cheeky. He sees an opportunity for a good scuffle, he's gonna take it. So he took it. He was trying to see if he could get paralysis touch. He's been trying for years to see if he could actually break past her aura and paralyze her with those Sonwu's primal ability. Unfortunately, it still wasn't enough. Once she started using her wings, it was game over.
But that doesn't mean he's not gonna try.
Exactly. He puts his cudgel in his hands is made of a dark red wood, and it has 2 bronze metal attachments to each end of it. It's intricately detailed and has a great patterning inside all across it. However, you don't get much time to look at it because as you're observing it, it shrinks down to the size of a small needle, and he places it in his ear. Zenai, who are these? What brings them to the golden throne? As he jumps back and he lands on a throne made out of stone, but you see that it's covered in fool's gold.
I'm hiding
Very
behind
cheeky.
Sylaris' shoulder.
Introduce yourself. Who are these for? Zenai? Zenai goes, oh, no, my friends here can perfectly introduce themselves. Please, please. She gestures to you guys. Who wants to go first?
I'm staying quiet.
My name is Spira. I'm from the Golden Strider herd. I'm a Pegasus.
Oh, Pegasus. Don't have many of those around here. Oh, I wonder if you get along with them. You can figure out that he's talking about the unicorns as well. Yeah.
I'm Nyx, a kitsune from the Celestial Den. Hi. I just want to see the world.
He leaps out of his chair, and before you realize it, he's standing behind you and leaning over because he's also quite tall. He's langly, but he's tall. And he looks over and he goes, oh, nice sword you have there, huh? I can see. Worth lots of money. Lots and lots of money. Maybe even more than my golden throne, huh? As he walks around you in a circle.
I just look at him confusedly while like slowly going to my sword to hold it just in case. Like
This is second time a kitsune has arrived in my home. Yeah, you're the second. Yeah, you're not the only one to leave the Celestial Den, little one. However, you're the first one to get this far.
I'm even more confused now.
Wait, and you hiding under the tentacles as he points at Hyacinth. We don't have many Fae here.
Help, Sylaris, help me.
Huh? I can't hear you. Speak up. Hi. He then looks at Sylaris and is like, and I don't actually know what you are. What are you? Who are you? Why are you? As he jumps back onto his throne.
I'm Sylaris. I'm an abyssal from the deepest of the oceans.
Zenai, are abyssal strong? Very much so, she says.
Yes.
You normally wouldn't see one coming. The abyssal are very skilled at winning fights before they begin. This is how she puts it. Jing Kon, however, is like, oh, doesn't sound like you fight very honorably. I like you.
I kind of wiggle my tentacles.
I'm gonna float away from Sylaris before he attacks her.
No, I'm not attacking. I'm just showing
No, before
my,
he attacks you or
Oh,
goes
he-
for a strike.
So then, we have a seraph. Wait a minute. I smell a dragon. You see in the distance, Rox was trying to hide, like just not make himself known. However, Jing Kon jumps out of his throne for like the 4th time now. And he leaps across and he starts patting Rox on the shoulder. And it's like, oh, it's just you, Rox. I wondered if there was actually going to be a proper fight in here today. Hello, Jing. It's been a while, hasn't it? And he's like, always the stubborn one. And you, as he jumps over to Arista. Arista's like, hi, this is our first time meeting. But I heard that you've been taking good care of Elorena. Elorena? Oh, haven't seen them in a while. I did promise to give them space. So, it's been a while, but Lorena, don't remember much about her. Guards! You see the doors open up. When the guards come in, they're absolutely shocked that 6 people managed to get past them. And they're not sure whether they're supposed to attack or what, because Jing Kon is completely unpredictable. They don't know what is going on, but he seems like he's in a happy mood. He's like, arrange a feast, bring the food, bring the drink, and make sure it's enough to feed a dragon. And he's like, and apologize to the chefs for me as well. One of the guards bows and runs out of the room and is just like, what the hell? There's a dragon in the king's room. Am I fired? As he runs out.
I'm so fired.
The entire palace, it's a stone cave, but it's filled with torches, and you can see that there is water dripping down in a controlled way. So it's almost like there's curtains made out of water.
Oh, water.
Yes, you can walk through them at all.
Can I just walk over and just have it run down on me and just
Yep, it's coming down
the
as a fine
water.
mist, so just standing near it will be enough to hydrate you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was like a waterfall type of thing, but no. Okay.
Not yet. That's the actual main entrance is a waterfall. However, inside there's just a fine mist that rains down like curtains. So because of the way the torches are set up, it illuminates the mist to create this sensation that there is a curtain there or a cloth, but it's actually just very fine mist falling down in a straight line.
So cool.
Yep. The entire palace is set into an uproar. Zenai has a few words with Jing Kon and bids her farewell. She's not staying for the feast. However, she does say, "And happy birthday to both you and your son." I'm like, ho, 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 you remembered, but you didn't bring a gift. And she said, what are you talking about? I brought 4 gifts. She gestures towards you guys. Oh, are they participating? She's like, absolutely.
Participating in what?
I just look at Hyacinth.
I'm just even more.
What?
Keep getting more confused every time this man speaks.
What kind of mess did we land ourselves in?
Zenai says, trust me, like, don't turn down a Sonwu regularly, but certainly don't turn down the Sonwu Monkey King. But you guys have got this. You've been training for this. You can handle it. Plus, if we win, it will be of great benefit to all of us. And on that cryptic note, she leaves. She waves at Arista as well. She awkwardly goes over and offers to give Arista a hug, and Arista awkwardly agrees. And they have a little bit of a moment hug. It's very, you can tell that there's still a lot of mixed feelings based on what's happened there, but it seems like the 2 sisters are making progress towards healing. Notice she said 4, not 5 or 6. Arista and Rocks don't count. Jing wouldn't let a dragon participate anyway. That would be cheating.
Hold on.
What?
Why am I included? Why is she included?
You've been training for this. Zenai exits and she takes off and leaves out the palace. You can see that she forms a glowing aura around herself. And when she takes off, it forms a trail of plasma similar to the comet that you first saw on episode 1 when you were on the boat. As she...
Oh, that's what it was.
Oh, that's what that was.
She's flying manually. She's not using the porting device anymore. I think even she's a little bit wary of it after what it did to you two.
Thanks for using us as guinea pig.
Don't worry. You're going to have a feast now, so you can replace whatever it is that you lost.
Oh my god, I can't even
Feast? My ears immediately perk up.
Yep.
Food?
Alorena is the daughter of the leader of the unicorns in this area.
Okay.
Because Zenai mentioned that the Monkey King is sheltering them. However, the Monkey King also just said that he hasn't seen them in a while because he wants to give them their own space. Because obviously the unicorns are a bit spooked by everyone that isn't them. All right, so then the feast begins. You guys are gathered at a feast. It's no longer in the main throne room itself. Seen a Sonwu before. They all have a similar appearance to Jing Kon. However, most of them have different patterns on their fur, different fur colors and lengths. Their arms are hairy. Their amount of fur on their bodies varies from person to person because the curse of humanity impacts everybody differently. However, the most common aspect is very furry arms and hands, as well as fur on their face. So most of them are just celebrating. They're sitting in any way that they find comfortable. So some have their knees up, some are sitting on their legs, some are standing while drinking and eating. They're passing food, throwing food, singing and dancing, and it's an all-around celebration. It's awkward for the 4 of you guys, the 6 of you, because you are uninvited guests. Speaking of which, a man runs up to you guys who is very shocked to see you were already at the party. Here it is. Loktao, the old Sonwu. Actually, yeah, the old Sonwu that you met at Port Upper. He runs up to you guys and is like, how? How did you get in here? I was waiting for you at the front door for 3 days.
We got in with a little bit of help.
You can see that. I heard. Freaking, that's Zenai. The stories about her were true. I heard she was crazy, but I didn't think she was that crazy. Teleporting you guys into the Golden Throne. You're lucky you didn't lose your heads. You can see he's very stressed by this. All my plans, almost all my plans were ruined because you guys didn't want to walk.
It was too far.
And how do you think I got here, little one? That's a walking stick.
Exercise is nice.
He squints his eyes at you and it's just like, all of you are younger than me, and yet you make your elders do all the physical work. He takes out a small package from his belt. It grows in size immediately until it becomes it becomes what looks like a staff, but it's wrapped in cloth. And he says, finished and ready. Just in time. Poor Prot. He had to travel all the way up to the Satari to find a Quay blacksmith to work with him on this. However, the 2 of them spent weeks on it and they managed to get it to me in time. And, well, I guess everybody's here now. So we have our gift for the Monkey King. I can only hope that Jing Kon and his son, Hifa, will be happy with it.
I mean, I'm just confused. What do you mean by our gift?
Well, I invited you, which means that you are my guest. And that means whatever gift we give is a collective gift. But it also means you owe me a favor because I bought these from you.
Excuse me? No.
We
You
haggled
gave
fair
us
and square.
so low of a price that I don't think we owe you anything.
As he recalls it, he's just like, yes, it was a good bargain, wasn't it?
For you, yes.
Well, we're giving it together. So we will all reap the benefits if they like it, which I hope they will. Well, I mean, nobody can predict the Monkey King, not even his fellow subjects. So we'll see what happens. He shrinks the package back down and he says, oh, I guess since you are my guests, as guests to the party, I will be the one doing the talking. However, it will require all 4 of us to present the gifts. When I go up, please follow behind me and have some kind words to say. The Monkey King and his son, well, all of us Sonwu, actually, we love compliments. So knock yourselves out, telling us how great we are.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
Oh, do you now? Yay. Just make sure it's a good one.
Stroke my chin thinking about something.
And so the feast begins. Everybody's eating, everybody's singing and dancing. You notice that the Monkey King's son is not there. Jing Kon is there, but he's not. His son that apparently is sharing a birthday with him is not here either. So it's a little bit strange. Like you wonder where it is. But after a while, a smaller looking monkey who seems to be a child, 8 to 10-year-old boy, but again, has a monkey's tail, has the fur on his face and his arms and his hands. He very shyly comes through one of the water curtains and shuffles towards where his father is. So he's trying to make sure he's not noticed. However, everybody noticed. He's not being very subtle. He's in complete contrast to his father, who is at this point a little bit tipsy from the amount of wine that he's been drinking and the fruits that he's been eating. He's just like, oh, happy birthday, my son. The other Sonwu all start clapping and celebrating as well. And they're just like, happy birthday to our king and our prince. So everybody's clapping. It's definitely a very different type of energy to what you've experienced with the Thrope and the Seraph. However, the gift giving begin, and several of the other Sonwu come up and present their gifts first. Usually it's shiny objects of worth, a couple of beautiful boxes, some gems, standard stuff like that. You notice that Loktao stands up, and that's the cue for the 4 of you to stand up as well.
I'm just sitting on someone's shoulder, so I don't need to stand up.
Sure.
Unless I stand on someone's shoulder in respect or something.
All right, make sure you guys have got your compliments ready. Just a little warning, otherwise we're gonna have to do instinct rolls.
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm not so good with compliments.
All right, so Loktao shuffles forward and the 4 of you come behind. Jing Kon sits up a little bit and he's like, oh, Loktao, wait, are they your guests? Are these the ones? They was a nice guest? What is going on here? Tell me, you old dog, you. What you up to? I know you're up to something. He's like, as always, my lord, and I will be presenting our gift. As he takes out several packages. Inside, as they expand outwards, because the Sonwu have the ability to shrink objects, usually it's only very personal objects, but in the case of Loktao, he's so old that he's mastered this with generic objects as well. So Sonwu can usually soul bind to a singular object, which they can control its size, and they can make it both larger and smaller than its normal form. However, Loktao is using a variant of this where you can shrink it, but you can't make it bigger than what it was. So it's very exhausting, but it's also very convenient, especially when you need to carry a lot. As he starts taking out package after package after package after package, he starts handing them to each of you guys as you're going. So he puts one in Hyacinth's hands, he puts one in Sylaris and Nyx and Spira. Soon you guys are up to your necks carrying boxes of presents. They're all wrapped up really, really prettily. They have ribbons on them. There's even a small one that's big enough for Hyacinth to carry. And he's just like, my lord, we bring our gifts and I will save the best for last. Hiffa, come up, say your thanks too. Jing pats his son on the back and the poor boy shuffles forward and is a bit scared. Having seen your species for the first time, is a bit scared of both Nyx and Sylaris and Spira in particular. Not so much Hyacinth. Like, he feels like he could take on Hyacinth. but the other three, he's a bit scared. He doesn't know you can shoot lightning beams from your temper, okay? He's a kid!
Don't test me, boy!
All right, so he shuffles forward and he's like, hi, thank you. Loktao starts to nudge you guys, like, compliments time.
I thought we broke up.
You can compliment both. You can do either or both if you're feeling extra daring.
I'll go first.
Who's first?
You fight good.
Give me a charisma roll.
You fight good. Oh my god.
I see you have eyes, and you can use them too. It's a shame we don't get to test that out to see how good you fight, huh? Next.
I will be the next, and I'm stepping one step forward, and I kind of say this in a very monotonous tone that, oh, Your Majesty, the Monkey King, you are the most clever king I've ever saw, and this gift is for you and your son. Happy birthday for both of you.
Oh, as slippery as your tentacles, huh? I like this one. I like it a lot. As he accepts the gift, Hiffa accepted the gift from you, Nyx, as well. Even though you're talking to the Monkey King, he just politely accepted the gift and passed it to his father. So he accepts the gift. All right, Spira and Hyacinth. Who wants to go
I
next?
want to save mine for last. I'm about to go dramatic.
Okay. Prince Hiffa, I see that you have a great mind and a great intellect. I hope that you will continue to grow that as you grow. And happy birthday.
Oh, you have very good eyes. Yes, my magnificence, it just radiates even to strangers who've never seen me before. He just laughs. You're not sure if he's aware that you're just trying to please him or not, but he likes the compliment regardless. He also rolled a 3.
That helps a lot.
I mean, he's weak to compliments, okay? So, all right. And
My compliment was like, you fight good.
And the little bug over there?
Hyacinth flies up and bows. My king, I have seen your strength and your dexterity, and it has brought me to my knees. I bow to you, my king. I have seen your strength, and I can tell that your son as well will grow successful. He has such a successful father himself.
Ooh. Haha! I can't decide which more pretty, your wings or your words. Maybe both. I like it a lot. Well done, little one. Hiffa. Accept the gift. As he holds out like one, his hands are tiny. Like out of everybody you've seen, he's got the smallest hands. So your gift will fit nicely in his hands. All of your gifts are like chocolates and stuff. So okay, so you guys passed. You passed the test. Fantastic. Loktao breathes a sigh in relief and is just like, oh, thank God. Okay. So it seems Zenai didn't rub off on them after all.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I was gonna have to go into like, your fur is as majestic as your fighting moves.
You could have if you wanted to. He would have loved
I was
that.
banking on my roll, to be honest.
Yeah. I think the closest one to combat was Nyx.
I gambled.
And won. But yeah, you guys presented your gifts. However, Loktao is about to reveal the grand gift. And he says, my lord, this would not be possible without the efforts of these 4. I have been told that they fought most valiantly in order to acquire it. And only the best have worked on it. for you, because no one else deserves the best more than you. As he takes out the gift he showed you before, it expands immediately and it's covered in a cloth, but you get the impression that it looks like a staff. Once he passes it over to the king, Jin's eyes shift a little bit and he's like, oh, I feel more than one. Where's the second one? He said, your powers of observation exceed even the greatest, my lord. The second is right there with it already. Oh, as both Hiffa and the father open the cloth package, because clearly this is the main gift. It's not just these platitudes gifts. This is the main gift. As they both unwrap it together, father and son, very excited, what you see is all four of you recognize the Kilrathi horns. It has the same color and texture. However, it has been worked on meticulously. Handle grips have been carved into it and metal supports have been added to it. Both ends of the spears have been sharpened to a point. And there's also been a weighted, just below that sharpened point, there's also a weighted piece of metal. So it can be used both as a cudgel and as a spear. Loktau goes on to explain, saying, my lord, if you twist here, it will retract the spear aspect of it, turning it into your favorite weapon, the cudgel, the bow staff. The Jin is very excited as he takes up his, and he lifts up the second one, and Hiffa tries, but Hiffa isn't strong enough to twist it. However, Jin twists it effortlessly. The spiked tip of it retracts into the spear itself, and leaving just the metal weights at the end. So very similar to his own weapon. However, this one has a spear function added to it, so he can add Kilrathi stabbing potential on top of his cudgel abilities.
Just made the king like overpowered.
He's very happy. He starts clapping and he's like, oh, this is a mighty gift indeed. A mighty gift indeed. It is a shame. It is a shame. I bear the cudgel of the heavens, and so, as beautiful as this is, I cannot accept such a gift. It would do a dishonor to the one that gave me mine. My son, do you think you can handle both of them? He shakes his head rapidly from left to right. Nope. He can't even twist one, let alone trying to dual wield two of them. Tao looks a bit stressed and he's like, because he didn't know about the story behind Jing Kon's staff. So he's freaking out now that he may have given a gift that the king doesn't want or can't accept. So he's starting to freak out a little bit.
My king, if I may be bold, your son may grow into it. Though he may not seem very confident now, there will be time for him to grow into the beautiful weapon.
Yes, of course. However, that doesn't change the fact that we have two, and this particular weapon requires a twist, which even for the most skilled of warriors is very difficult to do when you're holding two, one in each hand. As I'm sure my son will be capable of such incredible dexterity feats in the future, we have a slight problem. It's too much. You know, there's always a saying, too much of a good thing. Look, Tao, too much of a good thing, and that is exactly what this gift is. Don't worry. Don't look down. Don't be scared. Look, Tao, it looks like a ghost has left your body. Don't worry. Everything's okay. I have a plan. You have just made tonight's festivities even more exciting. As he starts downing another jar of wine, he's like, look, Tao, you genius. You figured out how to make it even better. The games. The other Sonwu are also a bit confused. Jin is like, oh, come on, you know, every year we throw the games every breath. And you see a lot of the Sonwus go, oh, those games. Oh, okay. It's like, haha. And thanks to a visit from Zenai, it means we have 4 new participants.
Mommy.
Yeah, you guys are going to be participating in the birthday games of the Monkey King. It's just a small series of challenges.
Yeah, Hunger Games style, I suppose.
Depends on what kind of challenges they are.
Exactly. So, everybody listen. Look, Tao, and our 4 guests from Zenai, Hyacinth, Nyx, Sylaris, and Spira have gifted us too much of a good game, too much of a good thing. And so, we will share. Yes, one of these incredible spears is up for grabs. Whoever wins the game wins the spear, which means you'll be sharing the spear with my son. Great honor, great honor. He claps his hand. You see a lot of the other Sonwu start getting really excited at this. This spear that you guys have made for Hiffa means that the second spear is going to be the main prize for the games, and whoever gets that second spear will be a brother in arms with the prince of the Sonwu. Loktao whispers to you guys and says, if you win this, it does mean that you'll be considered Hiffa's battle brother, which means that should the worst come to, the Sonwu will have your back. But likewise, if something would happen to the Sonwu, it would be expected that you are to help them as well. So he gives you this very brief meaning of what this means.
And then I just get flashbacks to my life. I'm like, oh my god, not this again.
Imagine Hyacinth winning it and wielding it.
Well, it can. The Sonwu can change the shapes of the size of objects. So that means that we could technically shrink this Kilrathi horn down to a face size.
Yes, but what kind of enemy would this be useful against? The beetle?
Hey,
We could poison the Kilrathi horn.
Oh,
and Hyacinth can just-
Yes.
You four are expected to participate. And if you try to throw, and the king notices this, he will not be happy if you try to throw intentionally. He wants a good games. He wants a good games here. All right.
Damn it.
He also
you're
says,
doomed.
haha, and anyone who wins, I'll owe a favor to.
Guys, we gotta win.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can win.
You've got the spear is on the line as well as a favor from the Monkey King. And you've seen his combat skills are nearly at Zenai's level. So a good friend to have.
Guys, we gotta win.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
I guess.
So he goes, well, why don't we make this more fun? Normally every year it's every Sonwu for themselves. However, we have some very unusual guests today. Rocks, you're forbidden, just so you know. And he goes, yeah, I figured. And Arista's just like, I'll sit this one out as well, okay? I'll just watch. I want to study. I want to see how this goes. And she takes out her notebook and she's like, the interactions between the Sonwu and she starts writing down how this is going to go down. It's like, okay then, we are going to make this a team battle. We're going to have teams of the Sonwu and our 4 guests here. Okay, let the first game begin. You guys all head out of the feasting room and you go out into the gardens. You see that there are several fields that are prepared for various games. You can see that the Sonwu love their games. Imagine having fantasy, football, soccer, basketball, all sorts of different courtrooms and styles and everything in these fields. So they have many, many, many different types of games. None of them make any sense to you because all of the lines and all of that are alien. However, the first game is very simple. There are 4 giant balls on one of the fields, and everybody's been split into 8 teams. 8 teams of 4. So the 4 of you are together on one team, and there are 7 other teams in total. 32 players gunning for the start. Look how he's sweating bullets because he's just like, please don't get knocked out in the first round. Is a combination of dodgeball and scoring. So all the teams have to try and push these balls. Anybody who gets knocked over by them will be knocked out, and you have to try and push the balls into the goals on the other end. Once a ball reaches the goal, third-party refs will reposition them back in the middle. So you have to watch out for them. They are quite large and heavy. There are 4 very large balls, so they're about the size of a human being. So they're not giant boulders, but they're also quite large as well.
Can you explain how it's
Yes.
played again?
If we have the court that is a square, there are 4 large balls placed over here. There are scores posts behind them, and there are 8 teams. The 32 players will all be trying to get these giant balls into the goals. One other rule is that you can't push it to the closest goal that it starts at, right? You can't push it just backwards. They have to go across to the other side. This is the Sonwu, and they are quite rough. This is a contact sport, which means you can wrestle and tussle. And if somebody gets rolled over by one of these balls, then they are considered knocked out. And only after their team scores a goal can one of their knocked out members come back in. If you are able to hold down an entire enemy team and roll a ball on top of all 4 of them, then that entire team is knocked out, and that's GG for them. And there's no rules about using magic either. So get creative. Use all. So you can use your magic, your primal abilities, whatever you want. Anything goes with this particular game. You guys, I'm going to throw you up here on the top right. Give me initiatives. So you can take...
but they are not allowed to shrink the balls and just toss it.
They are.
Uh-oh.
Then we are in a serious disadvantage.
Yeah, but you've got many other abilities. You've got a resonance vey. You've got tentacles of many targets. Oh yeah, that's the one thing. You're not allowed weapons. You're not allowed to use your actual like bows, arrows, and swords. Obviously, it's a contact sport, not a murder sport.
Guys, I got this.
Right. You can use your primal abilities. So, Nyx, you could transform into one of the other players to confuse them. Gina, you can use your new summoning ability to have multiple horses on the battlefield with your aura. You guys, I want you guys to use everything you've learned for this.
But are there multiple rounds, or is it just this so we don't just use all of our spirits, kind of?
Locktow says to you, don't worry. Even though we call it a birthday, Jing likes to celebrate more of a birth week. So we're going to be playing these games for a while.
Tournament time. Tournament arc.
Tournament arc. Yeah. So then, are you guys ready?
No.
All right. Give me initiative.
Also 3.
Of course, I got a 12.
I got a 2.
All right.
I tied.
Remember, this is a team. I'm considering this as a team move, right? Because there's a lot of teams going on over here. You guys get a very quick rundown of the rules from Locktow, and then all of a sudden, Jing screams out, "Begin!" as he drinks more, as all the other teams immediately start running forward and start punching each other and wrestling and everything. The 4 of you are standing there a bit gobsmacked as to like, what the heck is happening? The team from Team D, the guys who are right next to you, all 4 of them start charging at you guys. I will give you a free reaction, 1 action from each of you.
Can we dodge?
Protection ponies.
Wait, I don't understand why they are beelining towards us rather than
They're
towards
roughhousing.
the boulders.
They want to incapacitate you so they can get your whole team out of the game as soon as possible. The Sonwu have a paralysis touch ability.
Oh, can I try dodge?
Okay.
I immediately went to dodge. That doesn't seem...
I was going to keep quiet about that, but I figured maybe it was a bit important to remind you guys they can paralyze you if they touch you.
Hold on.
Spira wants to summon the army.
Yeah, protection ponies.
Nyx, which way do you want to dodge? Do you want to dodge like over them, or do you want to head towards the ball? Where do you want to dodge?
Head towards the ball.
Okay.
We dodge towards the ball to get ready.
Okay. Hyacinth, what are you doing?
Can I summon? Okay. Can you give me the layout of the ground? What is the ground made out of?
It's dirt. It's a dirt field. Maybe with a little bit of grass here and there, but most of it has been like worn out by lots of Sonwu wrestling on top of it over many, many years.
Can I summon rain?
Yes, you can. Go for it.
I'm going to summon rain.
All right. And Sylaris, what are you doing? You've got 4 very excited looking Sonwu coming at you.
I think I will try to dodge.
So then, let's start off with the dodgers. Give me your acrobatics plus your dexterity. Nyx and Sylaris. This is so funny. The 2 of you have got very similar builds, even though you're supposed to be natural enemies.
And we didn't even do anything this morning. We forgot our rituals.
We forgot the rituals.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of our physical modifiers or
For dodge, it'll just be dexterity.
Acrobatics.
acrobatics. Okay, so it's just the dexterity.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Watch as I roll my.
22.
Let's go.
Nice.
Yeah, and I
Oh
told
my
you
God.
I didn't even roll a 2-digit number today, except for the first one, the try one.
In a twist of fate, as the Sonwu are diving towards you, Nyx effortlessly dodges them. It looks like a couple of them are about to grab Sylaris. However, Nyx is able to grab hold of Sylaris' hand and pull her with you. So the 2 of you manage to evade them and you head towards the ball. Hyacinth, give me your spell cast. So you got to roll Composure plus Resolve.
Composure plus resolve. Okay.
Yes.
Really?
No, that's okay. It's okay. I'm going to factor in the situation. And yes, I would say that your emotional state would align with the objective that you have here. It does begin to lightly rain. It might take a little bit, it might take a few rounds before the ground becomes proper muddy, so you didn't make it pour down with rain. However, clouds have formed above the field and a light drizzle has begun. You can hear Jing Kon laughing in the back as he's already figured out. He's like, I knew making them on a team was a good idea. You can see the other Sonwu are now wrestling in, like, as they're starting to get muddy in the area. Spira, give me a Composure and Resolve roll for your summoning spell. Oh my god.
Nice.
I have to do a fluke roll here. Are you kidding me?
What's going on?
What?
Okay.
Hold on, just give me a second. I'm trying to process just what happened. You know,
Okay.
before I said that you could summon a maximum of 3?
Yeah.
You summoned 12.
Oh my god! What?
You crit success, and I did an outcome roll to determine just like how many were going to be summoned, and yeah, you summoned a small herd suddenly. So
We needed an army.
So here's what happens, right? The round begins. Team D rush at you. Nyx and Sylaris effortlessly evade them. It suddenly starts raining. Everybody looks up to see like how it's raining when it was like sunny just now. And then when they look back down, an entire herd of ephemeral horses with wings have appeared on the battlefield around the entire team, all of which are projecting an aura barrier. So the ones that were running towards Spira after failing to get to Nyx and Sylaris, they crash against the summons and bounce right back off of it. You have control over 12 of these horses. You can guide them any way you want. All right, round 2. Let me just see how things are going on the other side. Okay, you can see the other groups have started scuffling. One of the groups is completely paralyzed. Their last player, they rolled really badly. They rolled a 2. One team has been taken out. They're on the opposite end of the field, so it's not so great, but Team A is very hyped. They are very excited. They're cheering and laughing. In fact, they're so excited that they're going for one of the balls so that they can start pushing it towards you guys. X and Y have split off where 2 from each team are fighting each other. The other 2 have started going for the balls on their side. So Nyx and Sylaris, you are about to clash with 2 members from Team X. Spira, you've completely created a wall of horses that blocked off Team D. And the entire battlefield is now progressively getting wetter. Teams B and C, they were fighting, but they've decided to split off so that they can go after these 2 as well. Okay, who's next? Let's go with Sylaris and Nyx, since you guys are about to go into combat with 2 of the Sonwu. What do you guys want to do? You arrived there first.
Focus on getting to the ball.
Can I use my ink to block their view?
Yes, you can.
While Nyx goes towards the ball.
Do you want it in liquid form or mist form?
The mist form.
Mist
Can I
form.
transfer into one of their teams while their members while that happens?
Yes, you can. Okay, both of you give me a resolve and composure roll. Oh, you sly dogs. Okay, go for it.
Oh my god. Okay.
How does the team members who are supposed to hate each other have the most chemistry in terms
Right?
of combat? In terms of combat, like they have the most synergy.
Oh, wow. Nice roll.
Let's see. Okay, roll.
Perfect. All right. So, as Sylaris is being pulled by Nyx from that previous dodge roll, Sylaris flies forward. She opens her mouth, and a black mist that is so black it seems as if it absorbs all light itself immediately covers the 2 that were running towards all of them. They start coughing and howling because they've never experienced anything like this. They're like almost terrified because it cuts off almost all of the senses. Nyx, you manage to transform perfectly and sneak into the back of the cloud, and you'll have a free sneak attack on one of them because they can barely see each other. Actually, wait, no, Nyx, what do you want to do? Do you want to sneak into the cloud with the 2 in there, or do you want to go back to the rest of their team that was fighting the others?
No, I want to sneak into the cloud.
Okay, you sneak into the cloud, and one of them coughs and barely sees you and is like, oh, teammate, and looks away. You get a free sneak attack.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
Okay, give me strength and dex. You're going to clobber him over the back of the head.
Yes, okay. Strength plus 2, dex is 3. It's 5.
Sylaris, you have an opportunity to push the ball.
Okay, I will try to push the ball then.
Okay, yep. You clobber him. He's knocked out. You just knocked him out straight up. That sneak attack combo was so smooth. The other guy inside can't see what's going on either, so he doesn't even know that his teammate is down. On the next round, you'll get another sneak attack.
Yes!
Okay.
Perfect!
Sylaris, which goalpost do you want to go towards? The one on the west, east, north, or... You can't go to the north, because that's where it spawned in. So north, east, west, or south?
I'm the west one.
West one.
I think.
This one, yeah. Okay.
Yes, that one.
You managed to push the ball all the way to this other team. The team who went for this one has pushed their ball to down here. So we have their team, half of their team over there. They're still also in conflict with the 2 guys up here. So the 2 guys on here got knocked out. They're paralyzed, which means that Team Y only has 2 players left. We're going to say Team X has 3. Team W is out. Team A has got all 4 members. Team B has all 4 members. Team C has all 4 members. Team D is also got 4 members, but they're very confused because they are facing down an entire herd. Speaking of which, Spira, what you doing? What are you gonna do with your cavalry? one more thing. If somebody is pushed out of the ring, that counts as being knocked out, and they can only come back into the ring when their team scores. So they are very close to the edge. I will just give you that clue.
The protection ponies are going on an offense. We're just gonna try and tackle them.
Just make the wall. Push the wall.
So you're just gonna squish them out of the range like that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, give me a roll.
And just headbutt.
Yeah, give me another spellcast roll. So resolve and composure. Okay, let's see. This is dumb luck for them if they can actually jump this. No! One crit failed. Oh, two crit failed!
No!
Oh my god! Okay.
No way.
Yes, way. Look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, two crit fails. So there was one that was gonna actually, well, two were actually going to escape. The Sonwu are very dexterous. They were gonna jump over your summons. However, the two that crit failed in their panic, crab mentality, and drag their teammates down. So their whole team gets yeeted. They get shunted and headbutted with the aura combo to just completely yeet them out of the thing. Jin laughs. He's like, as they fly out of the ring. Team D is out.
You did it!
I love the pony power!
Spira, you can choose to either go and support Sylaris or help Nyx, who's in the mist of darkness at the moment.
I'm gonna support Sylaris.
Okay, so you start running. Okay, so we got Sylaris and Spira. We got S and S. Hyacinth, you're still up here, and Nyx is in the cloud there. Okay, so then, Hyacinth, it is starting to rain a little bit. You can now choose what you want to do.
I'm thinking. Can I use... I'm wondering how this will work.
You can ask me, and I can explain.
Can I create an illusion for the goalpost to make it seem like and now there's 3 of them?
Yes, go for it.
So what would that be?
Again, spellcast, so resolve and composure.
Resolving composure. Okay.
Hyacinth is using Dreamcraft, the ability to create illusions in reality and hallucinations in targets.
Nice.
It gets very confusing for everybody. This is the type of Dreamcast that affects physical illusions. So it's not a hallucination, but rather everybody can see.
Oh no!
No, it's fine. It's fine.
You just gotta tell us which one is real.
Can I even tell?
Yep, you know which one is real.
But you just bought us some time.
So yeah, all the goalposts have shifted. Multiple ones have spawned in different locations. It's all very confusing. Nobody's quite sure where each one is supposed to be. They have like a rough idea that it's supposed to be in the cardinal points, like north, south, east, west, but they seem to overlap as well. So they're not sure where the corner of each one is. If you'd rolled a crit, I would have made the entire map rotate. Get rotated.
Oh my god.
All right.
But okay, so wait, is that the end of my roll? I can't I can't fly over to.
Yep, you can fly over. I'll give you a movement.
I'm gonna fly over to Sylaris and Spira.
Team C is pushing the ball right now towards you guys. So all 4 of them are getting in place. One of them shrinks the ball down and yeets it. However, he thinks it's about to go into the goal post. And even though it's directly in the middle, it suddenly bounces off as if it hit the real goal post in the middle and bounces back. As it bounces back, the ball returns to its original size. As you can see that these younger Sonwu can't maintain for as long as Loktao can. So they throw it in over here and it bounces off. And as it rolls behind you guys, you have 2 balls next to each other. Team 3 is the 2 members remaining rush towards you guys. And this team are pushing also towards the 3 of you. So these 3 balls are about to clash. So they are.
Oh, be careful, you guys. Be careful.
Yeah, so 3 balls are clashing and these 2 teams are fighting each other. Nyx, you're in the mist cloud with 1 more. As far as you remember, there was 1 other one in there.
Can I go for another sneak attack?
Yes, as you're feeling in the cloud, you notice that there's one over there. He freaks out a bit when you touch him, but when he looks at you, he realizes you're a teammate, and he's just like, okay. And he holds you and he's like, we'll get out of here. We'll get it together. What do you do?
Don't worry, everything will be just fine. That's what I say about to knock him
All right,
out.
give him a sucker punch.
Let's see. Strength and dexterity, right?
Yep.
You just like take a nice little nap. It'll be over soon.
Oh my god, no!
As you're about to sucker punch him, your spell fades, so in a small puff of smoke within the cloud of darkness, you revert back into your kitsune form. He freaks out and stumbles and falls back like, what the? You're not Jim! As he falls back, he's like, where's the real Jim?
I ate Jim.
Okay, Sylaris, Spira and Hyacinth, you have 2 members of 2 other teams coming in. So this is going to be a 3-way brawl. So it's 2v2v3. How do you want to tackle this?
Can I try to push the border between the 2 opposing teams?
Oh, yeah. You want to try and like crush them so they count as being knocked out.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
maybe even, I don't know which one is the illusion, but maybe aim for the closest one and try to make a goal while crushing them.
Hyacinth can tap you on the shoulder to let you know which one is the real one.
Okay.
Hyacinth, what would you like to do?
Can I boost Sylaris so that it can hopefully make the ball ricochet off the team, the other team?
Okay,
Yes,
so you're gonna do
please.
resonance.
I will
Okay.
need it for my throw.
And Spira, what would you like to do? You've got your other magics as well, but you've also got your horse army as well. I assume that the army is right behind you.
Yeah, they're coming to. They're protecting the back.
So what would you like to do with you got your own action plus your horse army action now as well. So it takes a turn to summon them, but then you get, they can operate independently. So what would you like them to do?
Just for clarification, Sylaris, are you basically throwing the ball or are you pushing the ball? What's going on?
I will try to push the ball and knock over the 2 teams that are near the ball while I'm aiming the ball towards to make a goal.
So the way I'm picturing this in my head is that you're going to lift up one of the balls with your head tentacles and yeet it at the teams as it goes for the goal.
Well, not really yeeting, like a bowling ball, just
okay. Oh, roll it. Yeah.
rolling it.
Spira,
I'm basically at the same time, but I'm gonna use Gale Touch to create a wind to help get the ball rolling and to just.
ooh, okay, I see. Okay, then we're going to be doing this is one of the first few full team rolls. Okay, starting off with Hyacinth. Give me your buff roll for the resonance.
So that is resolve and composure, right?
Okay, excellent. Now, Sylaris, give me your strength and dexterity and stamina as well. We're going to add all 3 of these because we're going to make it really cool, really dramatic.
And how about Hyacinth's
And
buff?
I will. Oh yeah, Hyacinth's buff. You can add plus 10.
Oh my god, guys, if I fail this,
Please
plus
don't get a crit
18.
point.
Okay. And Spira, give me a composure and resolve roll as well for your wind card. Oh my god, you're
Nice.
a
Oh
monster.
my god.
You're a monster.
Oh my god.
We've became monsters.
All right. Well, Zenai's training is paying off. Arista's on the sideline, and she's just going to be clapping when you guys pull this off.
Good job, guys. Good job.
So, Sylaris charges forward, empowered by Hyacinth's resonance buff. You grab the boulder, and using both your arms and your head tentacles, you yeet it forwards, like push it forwards. It rolls into the teams that were trying to rush at you. The one team was pinned between the 2 boulders. The winds gather the ball, angling it forward as it's rolling, and you squish this team. So this team is knocked out as they're squished, and the other team have to themselves to the side. One of them gets caught off, so there's only 1 guy left. So there are 2 enemy teams right next to each other over here. Yeah, you guys score a goal.
Love you guys. Good job. Good job.
You still have your army back there. Where would you like to send them?
They're gonna grab the ball that the team just dropped. Like 6 of them are just gonna go for the ball.
Another
me-
goal? Another one?
Let me just say, so this, just give me a resolve and composure roll. I just want to see how good you control it. It's not going to be very hard. 9. Yep, you succeed. Actually, you just see an army of ponies running past as they use the aura and their herd as they just gather around the 2 balls and just drag them straight in, following exactly where where Sylaris threw them earlier. So yeah, you guys score 3.
Nice.
Good job, boss.
Immediately, the 2 that was squabbling down here realize, wait a minute. These guys are the threat. So what ends up happening is that all the remaining Sonwu start coming after you 3. Nyx is still inside the cloud, so they're not sure exactly, like, they don't want to, like, this guy in particular doesn't want to go back in there. He's worried about Jim. At least 1 member from every other team rushing at you guys, because now they realize, wait a minute, if we fight amongst ourselves, then the outsiders are gonna win. You already have 3 points. as this is happening, you can see the refs on the side are shrinking the balls down and throwing them back to their starting position. But that'll be it for the next round. So they'll pop into place in the next round. Right. So then, Nyx, you're up.
I'm still in the cloud, huh?
Yes. Yeah, you'll have to exit soon. You don't really know what's going on outside there. You just know that you took out one and the guy fell out backwards. So you can chase after him or you can retreat.
I'm gonna chase after him. Why not? Let's complete the job.
All right. So you bust out of the cloud. Yeah! You see he's already up, but it looks like he was trying to run past you. So as you exit the cloud, both of you turn your head to look at each other, and he's like, oh no, as he reaches forward to try and grab you. However, as he reaches forward to grab you, his hand just hits your aura and bounces off, and he's like, ah! All right, you can get a free attack.
Free attack, let's go! What are these low rolls?
Yeah, no, you try to grab his arm, but he's already pulled it back in time. No success there. However, it did slow them down, so he slowed down. The other guy is rushing towards the two. So there's only one guy who's about to reach your group first. He immediately slides on the ground. However, he didn't factor in just about the rain. So he actually starts to get stuck in the mud, which means he was planning on pulling some Matrix type move where he was gonna slide off the ground and kick himself up and do a twist and land behind you. And he gets stuck in the mud at Sylaris' feet with Hyacinth buffing her on her shoulder. And Sylaris is just looking straight down at this monkey in the mud. What are you gonna do, Sylaris? He's in a very compromised position. He's like, as he realizes what he just got himself into.
Go for the clobber, guy. Go for the clobber.
Since I am apparently good at bowling, can I try to grab him and just yeet him towards the other ones that are rushing towards us from
the other team? Okay.
From the other.
Strength,
yes.
dexterity.
Free Elmo.
Hyacinth, give me another composure and resolve roll to buff Sylaris. And nice. Okay, plus 12 to Sylaris' attack. So
12.
plus your strength and dexterity.
That's a plus 20 then.
Let's add in your head tentacles as well.
Oh my god.
You're grabbing him with every...
It's a plus 25 then.
Do it.
Oh my god.
Absolute
Can't take it.
Oh my god, that buff is
32.
I only rolled a 7.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
So you reach down, grabbing him by his ankles. As you're bending forward, your tentacles wrap around his other arms and legs. You whip around with the power of Hyacinth on your shoulder and just turn him into a Sonwu bowling ball that smashes into this team that was hyped earlier from taking out another team. All 4 of them get knocked over and fly into the goals themselves, but it doesn't count as a goal. The remaining team, oh my goodness, they crit success. Okay. The remaining team basically all do backflips and twirls as they jump over the Pony Legion, landing right in front of Sylaris, Spira, and Hyacinth. They do attacks. Give me your acrobatics. Give me your dodge rolls, basically, your acrobatics. So add your dexterity and your acrobatics. All 3 of you.
With the specialty in evasion, right?
Yes.
So it's just dexterity for me.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. Why did it add 2 dice? 2 20s.
That's okay.
Nice.
I will also factor in that Hyacinth is tiny.
No, I got 23.
Yeah, you did really well, but I mean, on top of the fact that you're very hard to grab. Yeah, basically, despite their impressive backflipping and having a crit success on their, all 4 of them, as they reach for you, you guys dodge and they smash into your aura barriers as well. So they basically just completely fumbled the bag there. So they wasted their entire turn. So then that leaves Nyx. Okay, the balls have returned back in. You guys already have a 3-point lead. So you could just focus on taking out the other teams, or you can try and be greedy and go for more goals.
Oh, there's a ball by me now.
Yes.
Okay, we win if we can eliminate all of the other teams, right?
Because then they can't.
Yeah, that would basically be an automatic game over.
But how many points do we need to win?
It's supposed to be as many points as you can before the Monkey King gets bored.
A long time since
This is
we're doing so
interesting,
well.
so I don't think he's bored yet.
Yeah, I think we should go for elimination.
This is entertainment right now.
Yeah, he's laughing. He's never seen an entire team get wiped out by having another team being thrown at them. Zenai at work, I see. I've seen that technique before. You have another opportunity to go after the guy who was next to you, or you can try and go back for the ball that was to the side.
I'm gonna go for the ball this time.
All right.
Let's see.
Give me a strength. Well, give me strength and dex. We'll combine both of them. Remember, you can't go for the north one because it was the northern ball. Well, 17. Very good, because the ground is muddy and you guys can't shrink the ball. The guy who is scared of you stumbled back. He rolled a crit fail, so he stumbled into the black mist and is now back on.
He's still confused. A lot has happened.
Yeah, he's very confused. In fact, he trips over his buddy that you knocked out. Right. So you managed to get it all the way here, but you're gonna have to make a choice between 1, 2, or 3, and I'm gonna let the dice decide which one is the actual goal.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, because I'm not.
Yep.
Oh, I want to say 2.
Okay, so you're gonna don't base it on visual. Just give me a number between 1, 2, and 3, and then I'll roll the dice. And if you get the same number as the dice roll, then it'll count as a score.
Oh my god. Oh, okay, I'm just gonna go for 2.
Okay, you're going for 2, and I'll throw a D4. Actually, I'll throw a D6. It was 1.
It was 1.
The ball.
One's the real goal.
The ball bounces back, but that's okay. That's okay. The Jing laughs as well. He's like, ha ha, your own teammates. You gotta be careful.
Maybe I should have been working with the team.
He pretends not to hear that.
No. I was telling Nyx to.
Oh, I see.
Not the king. I was telling.
Oh my gosh, these Sonwu, they're demotivated. 4, 8, and 4. They're not rolling very well. Yeah, they try to grab you guys again, but with no success. They just can't get past your aura. The aura training you did with Arista is paying off. So let's go with Spira for this round. We'll go Spira, Hyacinth, and then Sylaris. Your horse army is between them and you. They're in between you and their horse army.
Yeah.
I mean, you could use your horse army to grab the balls and just start scoring goals while you're PvPing them.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
As we're gonna grab the southern ball and grab that to the west because I know where that goal is.
Ah, yes, very clever. Yes. Okay, so you want to take it that way. Okay, give me a composure roll and we'll see. It's not going to be hard to control them. Crit.
I didn't quit fail.
They get close, but we'll just say that it's similar to Nyx. It was almost in. Okay, you still have your own attack. You can either go physical or you can use your wind, whichever you'd prefer.
I think I'm gonna try and use my wind to knock them back because they do seem like they are losing they are getting distracted.
Okay, resolve and composure.
Yeah.
Okay, 7. Okay, so you force your wind against them. However, you notice something particularly strange in that they almost look as if they're statues in how still they are, and your wind has no impact on them whatsoever. Yeah, they used stone skin, so your wind had no effect on them. Okay, Hyacinth and Sylaris, what would you guys like to do?
How many of them is still standing?
4 enemies on the same team
4
who are
enemies.
rushing at you.
Mm-hmm.
Team
And would that count, or can I even make that? That with my tentacles, I try to grab their ankles and making them lose their balance to fall. Would it be against the rules, or?
I would say your tendrils, because that means you'd have to lower your head, right? So it would be because they're not super long
Somewhat.
range. So it would be
Yes.
like maybe 2, like definitely you could grab 1, but 2 would be like the upper limit. 3 would be, they would have to be very closely stepped together.
Yes, only 1 or 2. But is it against the
No,
rules, or?
if you want to try that, you got to give me a roll. It might be a little difficult to pull off, but I mean, you got.
So I will run towards 2 of them and try this stunt on 2 of them.
Okay, go for it. Give me strength dex. Oh yeah, Hyacinth.
Yes.
That was a crit fail. Sorry.
That
No
was.
plus. Yeah, that was a crit fail. Don't worry, they also crit failed. So
Okay, then just my physics 8 and my head tentacles plus 5, it's 13.
yeah, you feel the resonance power immediately evaporate as you're running forward at the worst possible moment. However, you notice that they are struggling to get out of their stone skin ability. But you roll.
Yes, of course I roll a 3.
Hear Jing in the background just going, comedy of errors. As he slaps his leg, just like, everybody is failing. because the guy fell over inside the mist cloud as well. Nix missed the goalpost. The pony army also missed the goalpost. The Sonwu couldn't get out of their stone skin, and you managed to grab two of them. You throw them out of the ring because they crit failed. They're stuck in their stone skin. They're statues. You yeet them. You have enough base power, but you definitely feel exhaustion. Give me a stamina roll, Sylaris.
Stamina roll.
You catch your breath for a moment, but you feel like you really overexerted yourself there. That was really pushing the limit. The lack of resonance in that moment, it really like hurt your back. You really put your back out doing that. But you knocked out half of their team. So there are only 3 Sonwu remaining. One guy who is hugging his buddy and screaming, "No!" Poison clouds, and the 2 who are still trying to get out of their stone skin ability. Nick.
Oh, I was gonna try to roll for the next one. Try like to take out the other 2. They're still stuck in their stone skin, and try going for that other goal.
Yep, you can go for them. I would say what you can do is you can jump off of the ball, kicking it into the goal while leaping towards them. So you use your move. Yeah, so just give me a luck roll and I'll let you know if you land it or not.
Okay, just a regular 20.
Yep. We're just gonna let the dice decide. It almost goes in, but you still fly across the field and you get an attack on one of them. They just come out of their stone skin, and now was the worst possible time for them to come out of their stone skin because you are flying at them.
Oh.
Okay, so strength and dexterity.
Yep. What are these rolls?
What are these rolls today?
What are these?
We had one cool moment and that was it.
You crashed into the one who just come out of stone skin, and the 2 of you crash into the guy who's still in stone skin. So the 2 of you drop to the floor in the mud. The other guy comes out of the guy who'd just been crashed into, starts moving again, and he's like, "What are you doing?" As he's like tries to pick up his buddy. He picks up his buddy. So Nix, you're on the ground now, but he spent his turn picking his buddy up. You just hear some guy screaming from inside the clouds.
Still traumatized.
You traumatized him.
Spira, what would you like to do?
Half of them are gonna try and score a goal. Half of them are gonna just try to tackle down the others.
Okay, so give me a dumb luck roll. Anything above 5 is a win.
I knew it. I was like, you
Not
shouldn't
helpful.
say that. You shouldn't
The
say
dice
that.
are our enemy right now.
Your summons are confused as what the instruction goal means, so they're not quite sure. It's your first time using the spell in this way. Okay. As for the others, give me a composure and resolve roll for their attack. All right.
Confused at the moment.
Yeah, they're
The
very
dice
confused.
are
Alright.
cursed
The
today.
dice just don't like us right now.
You
Okay.
should purify the dice with our alchemy.
Spirit, give me a stamina roll because you've used a lot of magic now. You've done 2 wind spells plus the army summon. So yeah, I'm going to say that you are really out of breath at this point because I was going to allow you to have a normal attack as you would, but because you rolled quite low on your stamina, you are going to skip this round as you catch your breath where you're just like, but you'll be up and ready for action in the next round as well. Okay, because yeah, that's why stamina is important. Okay.
Yes.
So, and that's why Zenai had you flying up and down the tower several times every single day. All right, Sylaris. What you do? There are 2 enemies remaining. They are both standing up and ready to fight.
How exhausted am I?
You caught your breath, so you passed the roll previously, so you're ready to do an attack.
So I'm ready to tackle them.
Yep, you can tackle them.
Or
You can use
try.
a spell. You can do what you want.
I'm most good at tackling them. So I think I would just go for that.
Hyacinth, what would you like to do? Would you like to try and recast your resonance, or would you like to do something else?
You can do anything. I feel so bad because all of your turns were used by.
I'm not sure what I can do. Again,
Buffing me.
I'm just a tiny little fairy.
You're okay with
Rex, like-
buffing me. I'm more than happy to accept your buffs. I just
Tell me again.
don't want you
okay,
to.
tell me again what you did.
She's gonna
So-
tackle. She's gonna tackle them.
How many enemies are coming towards us?
Just 2,
Two.
the 2 that are standing there.
These are the last 2.
Yeah.
Can I make a small? No.
I'll give you a clue. You can literally fly straight into their face and use your ridiculous aura to turn you into a flying bowling ball.
Can that work?
Yep.
Oh, I want to see that.
Okay, I'll try.
Okay, so give me I will make it a dexterity plus your stamina because strength is not really the aspect we're testing here for a physical attack. So.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh my God. Sylaris prepares herself to charge one more time. However, Hyacinth leaps off of Sylaris' shoulder, flies straight through the air, and hardening her aura, smacks one of the Sonwu straight in the middle of their forehead, and they fly back. Their eyes roll into the back of their skull as they pass out onto the floor, just
And I'm just looking at Hyacinth, my jaws drop. Oh, that was a sight.
Sylaris, you leap into action. Give me a strength and dex roll.
It's a 7.
Oh yeah, plus your head tentacles. We can add them in.
Okay, it's 15.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah, you grab him and start smashing him around. By the time you stop flailing him around, you realize the poor guy is unconscious. The Monkey King claps and is like, victory by default! Very good. That was the first game. Well done.
The first.
Team Outsider wins! You guys didn't give yourselves a name, so he just called you Team Outsider. And I think that that's a very good spot to call it for today. You guys won the first game.
Yay!
The next episode should be right here. Thanks for watching.